So we're gonna make a rolled meatloaf or a rolled polpettone. And we're gonna start with a mixture of ground beef, pork, and veal. That's what I have in the bowl already. Season it with salt and pepper and make a well in the middle. I fill the well with stale bread or bread crumbs and saturate the bread to keep the meatloaf moist with milk. 2 eggs, lightly beaten. Then we're gonna add a little bit of nutmeg, a couple of handfuls of cheese, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, because they like to all roll together. I like to use fresh. You can, of course, substitute dried if you prefer. Just cut back on the amount by a third. Fennel seed or fennel pollen, a nice sprinkle of fennel so the whole thing tastes like a giant sausage. And a little crushed red pepper flake for some heat. And for brightness, a little lemon zest. A fat drizzle of EVOO. Drizzle your olive oil in. Mix this all together. And then you're going to press the mixture into a parchment-lined small baking sheet. I have a 1/4 sheet pan here. I want to make sure you guys get to see this, though. So basically, you put this onto the parchment and just spread it into a layer. Not the best job I ever did in mixing, but whatever. I want you to see it like this. So you spread it out so it's an even layer. Come on down here. Looks like this. You need this paper to help you roll this. You can also use plastic wrap, that helps too. And then you're going to fill it, before you roll it, with mortadella. Basically bologna with a little bit of pistachio nuts in it. You're going to take a little defrosted, chopped frozen spinach, put that down over the top. A little chopped hard-boiled egg, and then a little diced provolone or mozzarella or both, a little cheese. Fill that sucker up. And then you use this to help you wrap and roll your polpettone. Once you set it, you put it in the fridge and chill it a little bit and then peel this sucker off, right? Just like that. Then you put it on a piece of fresh parchment on a larger baking sheet and throw it into the oven to bake. 350, 375, a moderate oven. You want it to have enough time to cook all the way through for the cheese to get melty. You want it to be about 140 to 145 when you pull the meatloaf out. When we come back, I'm going to show you how to make the quick gravy for this, and then we'll serve it up right after that. For the polpettone, the giant rolled stuffed, it's basically a giant rolled stuffed meatball, giant meatball. Our polpettone, our meatloaf's in the oven. Meanwhile, we're going to make a loose tomato sauce, literally like a cross between gravy and red sauce to serve up with our meatloaf. I melt a little butter. You could use olive oil or a combination of the two. Into that, I'm going to add sun-dried tomato paste. It's super tangy, a little tangier than regular tomato paste. A little granulated garlic and onion. And then we're going to add red vermouth or red wine. Then we're going to add a little splash of beef stock, just for a depth of flavor thing. And then 1 bottle, this is about 3 cups of tomato passata. That's it. It's just a tomatoey gravy. We're gonna let this bubble away and thicken up a touch. And I'm gonna go see if the meatloaf we have cooking in the back is done. We'll come back and serve it up. I don't know how you roll, but that's how I roll. Look at that sucker on the inside. Yes. Yes, please. So as I said, if you want to serve it to a gang or for a party, what I do is I take that quick cook gravy and slather it all over the roll. Game on. And yeah, and then we come over here and pop in our sliced meatloaf meat roll situation. Yeah, your droll's gonna be in there too. Now,